Hi everyone, Mr. Peabody here, and once again I'd like to thank you all so much for the help that you're giving to Australia with the bushfires. It means a lot to all of us. Sorry about the plane overhead. But here's a reason why Scott Morrison is on the endangered list. Because he dropped the ball right when we needed him. Now, I've always thought Scott Morrison was a bit of a toss. I thought he was a punce, and when he got into power, I thought, alright, well, we've replaced one punce with another punce. What's the major problem? The problem is he's not a Prime Minister. And a guy that got bagged a lot when he was Prime Minister, and then he got booted out of Prime Ministership, was Tony Abbott. Now, not everybody's going to agree with Tony Abbott was a great Prime Minister, but he's a damn sight better than the other guys we've had in there. And yeah, maybe he didn't play it all that well, but he did shoot from the hip, and he spoke from the heart. And this just goes to show what kind of person Tony Abbott is and what kind of person Scott Morrison isn't. Scott Morrison doesn't care about Australians, normal Australians. He doesn't care. Anyway, just watch a little bit of this.
For us, what did he have to say?
Yeah, Carl Ali, he wanted it into the Nowra RFS headquarters like any other bloke, really. He had no entourage.
Yeah, sorry about the sound cut out. This is not my video. I'm using someone else's video, but they're talking about Tony Abbott was a volunteer, is working as a volunteer firefighter and helping out. So they're talking about Tony Abbott. But what I really enjoy is just past this bit, you'll get to see the reception that Scott Morrison got.
No, just another man in a yellow suit volunteering and trying to do his bit. Has to be said, I don't think he was overly keen to see our camera waiting to capture him there. He tried to sneak in. He really wasn't looking for a great deal of attention. Look, let's take a look at how it all unfolded. Morning, Tony. How you doing?
Fronting up at the front line, former Australian PM Tony Abbott.
Thank you.
Arriving at the Rural Fire Services Staging Centre in Nowra with a cheeky greeting for Army reservists.
So ScoMo's troops have arrived. Well done. Good on you, fellas.
What he's saying, ScoMo's troops have arrived, because we did have some involvement with the Army and the Navy, but they finally sent in the Army reservists to help out. But mind you, these fires have been burning since August, so a little bit of help earlier on would have been fantastic, but it wasn't until he got back from his holiday in Hawaii that Scott Morrison decided, oh, maybe I should help out a little bit more. And all the money that they've been saving by taking it away from the RFS, and so they've been putting it in their pockets. It's like, oh yes, look, we're saving all this money. Well, you're handing it all back now, and you're timesing it by 1,000. And let me just say, as I don't know how much you know about the RFS and things like that, but these guys, they're volunteers. They don't get paid. So they might get a bit of tax cut here and there, but they're not paid. Now, because of the actual extent of this fire, they are being paid. They're being compensated. They're not being paid so much, but they're being compensated for their time. They've been on the job for months, away from their own work, so they're not earning a wage, and but they've got to live. They've got families to feed. All right, so these guys have been out there for months doing this shit. And so now the government says, oh, well, we better compensate them. Yeah, bloody oath, you better compensate them. But anyway, I'm sorry, I go off on a tangent. let's follow on with this.
Out on the shoulder, handshakes, and a bit of banter. A far cry from the reception, the current PM received of late.
I love that footage where he goes to shake the hand of the woman and the woman won't shake his hand, so he actually picks up her hand and puts it in his and then shakes it, knowing full well there's a camera right there. And he was hoping that the camera would, whoever was filming it would edit out the part where he had to pick up a hand. He was hoping they would just show the handshake. No. There's a lot of disdain for Scott Morrison, and it's well deserved.
Unlike Morrison, Abbott can pick up a hose.
The other thing is Scott Morrison. He was there. He was talking to the people, and he was looking for the handshakes, and he was looking for the slap on the back and everything like that. And as soon as they said anything, it's like, "Hey, Mr. Prime Minister, we've got a problem with this," he turned his back on them and walked away. Not a good sign.
Literally.
No. Look, just along with 70,000 other volunteers, that's all.
Among those thousands of volunteers, reservists.
So I'm from up at DY. Yeah, we came down and staged at Holsworthy, and then we came down here yesterday afternoon.
Does it feel good to put your training into action?
Yeah, absolutely. We had the fires come through on New Year.
Oh, another thing that I just saw on the news this morning, which is amazing. We lost millions of animals in the fires, but there are animals that did survive, but because of the fires, they don't have any food source and they don't have water. So the army and special groups are dropping food and water to the animals. Pretty impressive.